All right, so we're back for another episode of Range, Returns, and Real Estate. You see how smooth I can say that now? It only took me like 2 months to be able to get the title of the show without having to think about it. Anyway, man, I'm here with my dear friend, Hussein. It's actually Dr. Musa, but I don't like to call him a doctor.
I'm not working today, so
as he's in scrubs, right?
Well, I'm not working at this gun range. God willing, that my work is over for today.
When I gave the medical briefing was you're in charge. If something goes wrong, you're in charge, because you can do medical better than anything that I got going on. But no, thank you for joining me today,
Absolutely.
man. Seriously. Well, kind of before we get into the interview piece, tell me about your experience today. How did you feel? Did you feel safe? Tell me how you feel.
Yeah, so I'm going to be honest. I was a little nervous coming to the gun range. This is my second time at a gun range. The first time was still pretty scary, but that was 2 years ago. I forgot everything I learned about safety at that time. So I got here early thinking, like, let me learn a little bit something. Got bit by the Glock. And then they came here and laughed at me. But it was good, it was good. They laugh because they care. They laugh at you because they care about you, right? No, but seriously, there was a lot of good education. I felt better. I felt more in control. I actually got to shoot a little bit more accurately and precisely over the course of an hour and a half. I'm not saying that we got kicked out or anything like that, or somebody didn't organize the time well enough. I'm not saying that. If you assume that, then you can ask the host some questions. But I'm not saying that my time got cut short and my learning curve just got halted like that. I'm not saying that. But I am saying that I had a great time.
Bro, he went straight nuclear as soon as the camera came on. So someone may or may not have scheduled the time on our bay incorrectly. I maybe said someone that scheduled it incorrectly. And that's why I got to have him and his wife back. But no, thank you for the feedback. Thank you for the feedback. No,
Absolutely.
Seriously. No, so the reason that I have him here, y'all know how big we are about talking about the community, talking about people who are a part of the community, people who are doing great things in the community. So, Dr. Musa, tell me what you're working on, because I don't want to make it sound underwhelming, because it's actually a really big deal.
It is. So I'm the founder of the Kingdom Healthcare System. We're a nonprofit 501c3. Our mission is to provide affordable access to care for those in need. We want to address the gaps in care in our healthcare system. We all know that health insurance has become more and more complicated, and there's more people who don't have access to care. So my wife and I, over the past 8 years, have been serving the San Antonio community by hosting free clinics, by hosting health fairs, and now in March of 2026, we are opening our nonprofit clinic on the south side of San Antonio. We're going to have a grand opening ceremony in a couple weeks. I'm extremely excited about it because we'll be open on a weekly basis.
I'm going to be there, by the way. I'm coming.
Amen to that.
Yeah, I'm coming.
And now people will have a place to get medication refills, to see a doctor, to get prayed for. Because one of the things we do is we pray for our patients. We don't force religion on anybody, but we do know that healing, we're more than just our flesh. We're mind, body, soul, spirit, all of that. And we have to address all of that. And we want to show the love of God to all people through healthcare. So the Kingdom Healthcare System, you could visit us at www.kingdom-hcs.org, or you could visit our website, kingdomdocs.com, and that's where my wife and I, we advertise our private practice, our nonprofit, and our marriage ministry.
No, I love that. And which is why I said I didn't want to make it sound underwhelming. I wanted you to tell it because I said I can't tell it like he was. One of the things that I loved about him when we met, so our kids, they go to school together. And when we met, I just immediately felt like I had known him for a long time. Like, I think the first phone conversation we had, we were on the phone for like an hour and a half. The very first phone conversation we had, probably longer than that, to be totally honest. And so, like, he and his wife, they just have some very, like, genuine spirits, even a condition. So I don't know how many of the listeners know. Some of y'all know, like, I can't hear out of my left ear, and I think that I may have like Meniere's disease. So I went to a fundraiser for the clinic, and his wife's like literally in the corner treating me for Meniere's disease, and all I did was mention that I had it, like, and she wanted to do it right then. I'm like, we had a whole event. She was like, doesn't matter. You know what? And then she said, okay, you're right. Make an appointment, come to the clinic and see me, because they just have a heart to help about that. That was the thing. What really took me back about that. She wasn't like, so can I see your insurance card first before I start? No, she just actually immediately jumped into that. Even before that, I kind of want to share. I talked to this man, as I mentioned, for like 5 hours. He never mentioned he was a doctor. Like I said, we met at my daughter's school, and I told him I love how humble he was because, once again, not to injure any doctors or disrespect any doctors, I've never met a doctor that hasn't told me they were a doctor. I've just never met what they normally tell me.
In my defense, we're at a birthday party, so I'm not working, and I'm okay with that. I don't define myself as a physician first. I'm a Christ follower, a husband, and then a father, and then my profession. So there's just an order to my life and what I see as most important. I talked to him. This was a brother. We're talking about Jesus. His kids go to school with mine. I'm like, this is a straight up dude. And, he says that, but he didn't tell me that, yeah, I did all the pastoral stuff. I do all this. I got a podcast. Oh, yeah, I'm a guy. He ain't say all that. He just say, hey, what's up, man? And, that was good. Actually, the reason we met is his daughter said, like, hey, Daddy, this guy looks like you. You guys the same color. And we both looked at each other like,
yeah, she's not wrong. She's not wrong.
Very observant kindergartner. Yeah,
gotta love Faith. Gotta love Faith. Y'all are both the same color. Thank you, Faith. Thank you. No, and even at that birthday party, he mentioned like your wife, that's also a doctor. In case y'all didn't catch that, she's gonna join us next time. However, it was Faith had gotten hurt, and she just immediately started taking care of her, and it didn't even dawn on me why she was so capable of taking care of my daughter when she got hurt. I didn't know they were doctors. So
in his defense, I have 3 boys, so let's just say our boys have been places that had some bumps and bruises, so there's good reason she knows how to take care of little kids.
Understood. So my next question for you, you mentioned, of course, you had a private practice, but you shared this with me, so if you don't mind sharing, what made you go from, hey, I'm a private practice, I'm a literal anesthesiologist, I can make tons of money if that's what I chose, but you chose to do more of a community-based project that was not just how much money can I get in my pocket?
That's true. Well, my walk with Christ, it started later in life. I grew up most of my life agnostic. I was raised in a Muslim household. We went to church a little bit, but once I turned 14, went to boarding school, college, religion was just really on the back end. It wasn't until 2016 where I had a radical encounter, and I understood that heaven is real, hell is real, and Christ is real. And from that journey, from 2016 onward, I decided that I wanted to be a good example of a Christ follower. And as I matured in my faith, there was a desire to serve and to help. And my wife and I, we were at the point where we had 2 kids. We had nice jobs. We had nice 401ks. We're getting back in shape after, kids. They don't just mess up a woman's body. That's how you get the father figure with kids, okay? So there's no innocent bystanders in this parenthood gang. But after that, we decided, let's just give back to the community. And we started simple, just one Saturday a month at my wife's private practice, and it grew. We started sharing with our colleagues, with our church friends, and everybody wanted to volunteer. And the great thing about healthcare workers is they have a heart to serve. They want to actually help people. So it's easy to get healthcare volunteers. So we created this environment where people could give back and serve. And then eventually God gave me a very clear dream and vision. And that's why I knew that God wasn't playing. So we decided, all right, we're all in. We're all in for this ministry. We're all in for God.
No, understood. So if somebody wanted to look you all up or donate or be a part of it, how would they find you?
Yes, the easiest way to find us is just look at kingdomdocs.com. You're going to see our nonprofit, the Kingdom Healthcare System. You're going to see our private practice, Kingdom Healing Institute, and you'll also see information about our marriage ministry. But really, if you just Google my name, Hussein Musa, well, it's all over the internet. We've done all sorts of stuff. But the Kingdom Healthcare System, we're here to serve San Antonio, and I believe we're creating a healthcare system that can serve those in need without the hurdle of insurance, because an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So we need to really work on our health in the beginning before we get so burdened down with chronic illness.
Man, that's good. No, thank you so much, Dr.
Thank you
Musa.
for having me.
Yeah, I call him Doctor now. He came and proved himself today, so I call you Doctor for once. and then you just back to Hussein because you didn't tell me, so I can't call you. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Once again, all the information will be in the bottom of the description. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, do all the fun things that we always ask you to do. And until next time, peace.
God bless.